Hello and welcome to Tech Magnifier. Today we'll be starting off a head-to-head comparison between the two most popular phones that I have in my hand. That is the Samsung Galaxy S5 and the Moto X. So we have decided certain parameters that will be judging each of the phones, and if one phone does better than the other one in that parameter, then we'll be giving it 1 point. So we'll be starting off with the hardware part, and the first thing that you notice on the front is the display of the phone. So Samsung Galaxy S5 has an AMOLED screen that has a resolution of 1080 into 1920 pixel, that is full HD, and a pixel density of 480 dpi. So that is a lot, and the brightness range of the phone is very good, so it can go from super low to super high, and it is much better than many other phones in this range as well. On the other hand, Moto X also has a good screen. It is an AMOLED and it has a resolution of 720 pixels and its pixel density is 320 dpi, but it is not as good and as sharp as the Samsung Galaxy S5. So Samsung Galaxy S5 scores a point here. Next part is the build and design on the phone. Samsung Galaxy S5 was supposed to be a high-end phone, so it is a high-end phone, but the build quality is not as good as it should be. Whereas the Moto X has a very good build quality, and the design also has been very well thought of. The curve on the phone makes it fit in your hand very properly and calls for a good grip, and being a smaller phone, it is operated much easily than the Samsung Galaxy S5. Nevertheless, Samsung Galaxy S5 also has not that bad a design. It is water resistant as well, so but still Moto X scores a point here. Next is the camera on the phones. The camera on Samsung Galaxy S5 is a 16 megapixel autofocus camera, which has a hybrid autofocus system that can take very clean and nice shots, and has loads and loads of customizations to be done in the camera interface. Whereas the Moto X has a 10.5 megapixel camera, and you can see the screen, you can see the camera shots on the screen. And compare it yourself. Obviously, Samsung Galaxy S5 has a take here, and it gets a point. Next part in the hardware is the speakers on the phone. Both the speakers on the phones are placed on the back side. The Samsung Galaxy S5 speaker is placed at the bottom left, and the Moto X speaker is placed on the top beside the camera. But let's check the loudness of both of the speakers, and we'll find out who wins here. So first we'll listen to Moto X sound. So that's the full volume. So I didn't say anything, but still the Google Voice took a command, but nonetheless we'll discuss that later. So that was Moto X. This is Samsung Galaxy S5 firing off. So clearly S5 has a louder speaker. Let's play it again and then we'll see. So clearly the speaker on Samsung Galaxy S5 scores a point here, but I would like to add a point that when you listen to songs on full volume on the Samsung Galaxy S5, the back would vibrate so much that you cannot hold it in your hands. You will have a tingling sensation. So Samsung Galaxy S5 still scores a point, but with a drawback. Coming to the last part of the hardware, but still the most important part, is the innards of the phone. Samsung Galaxy S5 has octa-core processor, whereas the Moto X, as shown in Antutu, is a dual-core processor. It still has 8 cores, but all of them don't function simultaneously. And you can see the Antutu benchmarking on the screen. It's 22,000, approximately 23,000 versus 37,000 on Samsung Galaxy S5. So Samsung Galaxy S5 obviously scores a point here, but again I would like to add a point that Moto X is also a great phone which has great innards. So it isn't that it will slow down the performance of the phone. The performance of the phone is very much fine, and it runs quite speedily and there's no lag whatsoever. But still, Samsung Galaxy S5 has more heavier specs, you can say, on the paper. So this Samsung Galaxy S5 obviously wins a point. Next we move on to the user interface on the phones, and I divide the user interface into three parts because a user interface has many parameters to be judged on. So first is the simplicity of navigation. So navigating through menus is what we are looking here, and it was definitely easy on Samsung Galaxy S5. The user interface has been greatly improved, and you can see the settings menu, the video, the file manager, everything has been organized very neatly this time. And so it's not that bad on Moto X as well. Moto X runs the stock Android. Both the phones run Android 4.4.2 KitKat version, so there will not be much difference. But there are facial additions that has been done on Samsung Galaxy S5, and this time it has proved to be much more improved user interface that Samsung has got. So Samsung Galaxy S5 scores a point here. Next is the voice control. Obviously the Samsung Galaxy S5 has S voice, but Moto X is known for the Google Now thing that it can catch up. So whenever you say okay Google Now, it will light up. One core has been dedicated to this task, and the voice control works seamlessly and it is unmatched. It is unmatched on this phone. I have no words. So obviously Moto X wins a point here. The last part of the user interface is the customization you can do on the phone. So while Samsung Galaxy S5 gives you so many apps and user interface customizations that you can do on the phone, which are not present on Moto X, because Moto X runs stock Android. So most of the applications, even the file manager, has to be downloaded from the Play Store, whereas Samsung Galaxy S5 provides a very good interface when it comes to this. You can also cut videos, the gallery is also organized very neatly, and the gallery also has been divided, and you can organize the gallery is automatically organized into all these stuff, so you can get your photos as quickly as you want. And so obviously Galaxy S5 will score a point here. Another thing I would like to add is the active display on Moto X, and this feature is also something very unique to Moto X. So just by touching the phone, you can see the notifications, and whenever you pick up the phone, the display will light up itself. You don't need to press the lock button, and if it's the notification that you want to see, you just need to touch and just leave it after checking the notifications. So this obviously saves battery and saves time, saves energy in locking the phone and unlocking the phone again and again. So Moto X also scores 2 points here, and Samsung Galaxy S5 also scores 2 points. Coming to the last part of the comparison is the price. Now the price of Moto X is around 24,000, and of Samsung Galaxy S5 is around 48,000, 49,000. You can get it around this price. But the point here is the phone which is most appropriately priced for its features and design and etc. will get a point. So obviously Moto X wins here, whereas Samsung Galaxy S5 could have been priced much lower. I was expecting it around 38,000, 40,000 at the maximum. If we total the points, Moto X scores 4 points, whereas Samsung Galaxy S5 scores 6 points. But that does not mean Samsung Galaxy S wins the comparison. It's just a pointer that gives you the idea what price is to features ratio these phones have. Obviously Moto X has a very good environment UI and the features and the build and everything, but Samsung Galaxy S5 offers much more features, a very premium experience on the device, but the only lacking on this phone is the build quality of the phone and the price point, which is much higher than expected. If you want premium experience, obviously go for Samsung Galaxy S5, as the phone has a very good touchscreen, very good touch response also, and the speakers, the other features, the fingerprint sensing and all, the camera as well is much better on Samsung Galaxy S5. But if you want a phone that gives a good value for money, then obviously go for Moto X. We'll be coming with more comparisons. Stay tuned.